In the annals of human history, few individuals have left an impact as profound and enduring as the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. A thinker ahead of his time, Socrates remains a bedrock of Western philosophical tradition. He's frequently praised not just for his contributions to philosophy, but also for his unique method of inquiry and his indomitable commitment to the truth. In this video, I will attempt a close examination of his life, methodologies, and teachings so we can discern why Socrates remains a highly admired figure millennia after his passing. Socrates is born in Athens, Greece, to Sophroniscus, a stonemason, and fine Arete, a midwife. Growing up during the golden age of Athens, Socrates was exposed to a city that was a hub for art, thought, and politics. Although information about his early education is sparse, it's likely he was taught music, gymnastics, grammar, and philosophy, as were most Athenian youths. In the Peloponnesian War, Socrates served as a hoplite, a heavily armed foot soldier, in several campaigns during this war between Athens and Sparta. His bravery during these battles, especially at Potidaea and Delium, became widely recognized. After the war, Socrates begins to gain prominence in Athens for his unique method of questioning everything and everyone, which eventually became known as the Socratic Method. He did not belong to a school, nor did he ever write down his teachings. Instead, he preferred engaging in dialogues with Athenians, challenging them to question their beliefs and think critically. Socrates' unconventional methods and beliefs eventually led to his trial on charges of impiety and corrupting the youth of Athens. Found guilty by a jury, he's sentenced to death. Socrates is executed by being forced to drink a concoction containing poison hemlock. Instead of escaping Athens when given the opportunity, he chose to accept his sentence, a decision that further solidified his legacy as a paragon of virtue and integrity. Throughout philosophical history, few relationships have been as potent and consequential as that between Plato and his mentor Socrates. Plato is best known for his philosophical dialogues, wherein he often employs Socrates as his primary protagonist. Through these dialogues, Plato both immortalized Socrates and provided future generations with a lens through which to view and understand Socratic philosophy. At the heart of many Platonic dialogues is the figure of Socrates, characterized by an insatiable appetite for inquiry. The Socratic method is a dialectical form of questioning to stimulate critical thinking. For example, in Menon in Greek, Socrates states, "I'm not teaching the boy anything, but only asking him questions." This quote underscores Socrates' belief in the power of questions and the innate human ability to discover truths. Plato often paints Socrates as a paragon of virtue. In the Apology, where Socrates defends himself against charges of impiety and corrupting the youth, he says, "The only true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing." This profound humility and acknowledgement of human limitation are central to Socratic wisdom as presented by Plato. Plato's theory of forms is one of his most significant contributions to philosophy, and he uses Socrates to articulate this in dialogues like Phaedo and the Republic. Socrates, discussing the world of immutable and eternal forms, posits in Phaedo, "We recognize absolute beauty and absolute goodness by comparing them with relative beauties and relative goods." Through Socrates, Plato propounds that our earthly experiences are but shadows of these perfect forms. A recurring theme in Plato's portrayal of Socrates is the notion of Socratic ignorance. In the Apology, Socrates mentions the Delphi's oracle proclamation that no man is wiser than Socrates. But as he states, what can the god mean? For I know that I have no wisdom, great or small. Through this, Plato emphasizes that true wisdom lies in recognizing one's own ignorance, and it is this self-awareness that drives the pursuit of knowledge. Rooted in dialogue and relentless questioning, the Socratic method seeks to uncover underlying beliefs, challenge assumptions, and stimulate critical thinking. The method's essence is captured in his famous quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Through the application of this approach, Socrates aimed to unravel complex ideas and cultivate an authentic understanding of the world. The Socratic method is characterized by several distinct tenets. Cooperative, argumentative dialogue. Instead of providing direct answers, the method revolves around a series of questions meant to guide the respondent towards a realization or an insight. As Socrates stated in Plato's Meno, "I'm not teaching him, I'm merely questioning him." Elenchus, or elenchos in Greek, which means testing. This is the practice of refuting a position by demonstrating contradictions within that position. The intent isn't to defeat an opponent, but to collaboratively arrive at a closer approximation of the truth. Acknowledgement of ignorance. Fundamental to the Socratic approach is the admission of one's own ignorance. This humility forms the foundation for genuine inquiry. As Socrates professed in Plato's Apology, "I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing." To illustrate the Socratic method, let's consider some examples from Plato's dialogues. In Euthyphro, Ephyphron in Greek, Socrates encounters Euthyphro, who claims to have a clear understanding of piety, that is, the quality of being religious. Socrates, adopting his characteristic approach, asks Euthyphro to define piety. As Euthyphro offers various definitions, Socrates, through systematic questioning, reveals the inconsistencies and contradictions in each definition. This process not only underscores the complexity of the concept, but also highlights the dangers of superficial understanding. Another example is from Meno, where Socrates engages a slave boy in a geometric inquiry about the properties of squares. Without directly teaching the boy, Socrates, through a series of questions, guides him to derive a mathematical truth on his own. This illustrates the idea that knowledge isn't always about external acquisition, but can be an act of recollection and internal realization. To contextualize the trial, one must first understand the intricacies of Athenian democracy. While Athens is often celebrated as the cradle of democratic governance, it was a direct democracy deeply influenced by public opinion and sentiments. Every male citizen had a say in matters of state, and legal proceedings were no exception. The court system allowed for accusers to bring forward complaints, and a jury consisting of a large body of citizens would decide the fate of the accused. Socrates faced two primary charges: impiety against the pantheon of Athens and corrupting the youth with his revolutionary ideas. On the surface, these accusations might seem a product of personal enmity or political machinations, but delving deeper, one discerns a society grappling with rapid changes in thought and values. Socrates, with his relentless questioning of established beliefs and societal norms, posed a significant challenge to Athenian traditions. His open critique of the gods and his encouragement for the youth to question and think critically were seen as direct threats to the stability and continuity of Athenian society. Plato's The Apology provides a detailed account of Socrates' defense during the trial. Instead of adopting an appeasing tone, Socrates, in characteristic fashion, used the trial as an opportunity to expound on his philosophy. He asserted that his method of questioning was not a corrupting influence, but a divine mission, a calling from the oracle at Delphi to stimulate self-awareness and intellectual rigor among the Athenians. Socrates contended that his role was analogous to a gadfly, stinging the massive horse of Athenian state into wakefulness and action. The jury, consisting of 501 Athenians, found Socrates guilty. The prosecution proposed the death penalty. They probably expected a counter-proposal for exile, but instead Socrates audaciously proposed to the jury that he be rewarded, not punished. According to Plato, Socrates asked the jury for free meals in the Prytaneum, a public dining hall in the center of Athens. He was subsequently sentenced to die by consuming poison hemlock. The decision wasn't just the verdict of a court, but reflected the broader societal discomfort with radical thought that challenges the status quo. The trial and execution of Socrates had profound implications. In the short term, it exposed the vulnerabilities of Athenian democracy, where majority rule could sometimes suppress minority voices, especially those that diverged sharply from mainstream thought. In the long run, however, it elevated Socrates from a critical thinker of his age to a timeless symbol of intellectual courage and martyrdom for the cause of free thought. The trial also serves as a cautionary tale for all democratic societies. It underscores the importance of safeguarding free speech and thought. It reminds us that the true strength of a democracy lies not just in the voice of the majority, but in its ability to protect and cherish diverse voices that dare to challenge and question. The trial of Socrates stands as a seminal event in Western intellectual history. It encapsulates the perpetual tension between innovation and tradition, between individual conscience and societal expectations. Socrates' unwavering commitment to his beliefs, even in the face of death, remains a testament to the enduring power of philosophy and the human spirit.